Aloy is back on PlayStation, but that doesn't mean you can't get in on the open world action. Here are the best games like Horizon Forbidden West on PC. Let's face it, games aren't interchangeable at will. We know no game will be quite like the experience of Horizon Forbidden West, but, and this is a huge but, if you're looking for a sprawling open world, great stories, and characters who are quite frankly deadly with a bow and arrow, there's plenty of that already on PC. Of course, we were lucky enough to get Horizon Zero Dawn on PC a few years after its PlayStation release, but if you're as impatient as we are, you won't want to wait. Speaking of impatience, if you subscribe to Logitech G and hit the notification bell, you'll be the first to hear about any new videos from us. Right, let's kick off the best games like Horizon Forbidden West on PC. As years go, we can all admit that 2020 wasn't the finest vintage, but luckily that didn't extend to Assassin's Creed games. After the 1-2 punch of the exceptional Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, it felt like another Creed title could easily be a disappointment. How could anything live up to the atmosphere of Egypt or the delights of the sweary Cassandra? Well, Eivor would like to have a word, or at least ask you a question. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is truly exceptional. 9th century England is a tantalizing world of warring factions and Viking raids, plus grabbing some mead and taking to your longship is a pure joy. There's been a real concerted effort to bring in far more old-school Assassin's Creed elements too. This means Eivor is as happy with a hidden blade as they are throwing axes. Just prepare to lose yourself for a long time. Yep, you can now bellow boy on PC.
Boy, boy, boy.
God of War has just been unshackled from its PlayStation exclusivity, meaning you can get your fill of other Sony first-party IPs on Steam, if not Horizon Forbidden West. We're continuing the theme of axes instead of bows, but this is an essential single-player adventure. The combat is dangerously compelling, and we challenge anyone to not gasp the first time the Leviathan axe comes soaring back to Kratos' hand. And this is no mere PC port. The already beautiful visuals have been dialed up to 4K, and there's a native 21:9 ultra-wide support if you want to feel truly surrounded by the Norse world. And if what you love about Horizon is the story, you might be surprised by the truly emotional heart at the center of this thrilling action adventure. Let's stick to the mythical and switch from Norse gods to Greek ones. Immortals Fenyx Rising is an eye-wateringly colourful open-world adventure starring all of the Greek heavy hitters. This has a very different tone to God of War though, and is happy for its deities to bicker with each other for comedy value.
You chained me to this rock and fed my liver to an eagle.
Out of love!
Immortals was a bit of a surprise sleeper hit on release, and while its open world is the usual mix of collectibles and discoveries, the combat is brilliant and there's a choice of skills to really personalize your combat. And did we mention how pretty it is?
Let the tale of Fenyx be my redemption.
Oh no, not one of your stories. How long is this going to...
Let's do a side-by-side comparison of Biomutant and Horizon Forbidden West, shall we? Post-apocalypse? Check. Open world? That's in there too. Bright, colourful art style? This is looking good. How about Kung Fu? Okay, Biomutant, you win there. It might sound like an odd mashup of genres, but something about Biomutant just works for us. If nothing else, it's worth playing for the endless customization and crafting options, where you can build yourself all kinds of absurd weaponry to take on a variety of strange creatures. There's a lot to take in here, but spend a few hours in Biomutant and you'll find yourself just playing with lethal creations. Just remember to come back and tell us your favourite builds. The Far Cry series has a formula. You know it, and we know it. Huge open world, endless weapons, adorable violent critters to team up with. It means that when you load up Far Cry Primal, you know the assignment, but the prehistoric time period makes this compelling in very different ways. It means bow and arrow are front and center for one thing, which Aloy would approve of. And surviving in this world means using nature in increasingly violent ways. Translating the formula to a time of woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers has all of the risky combat you'd expect, but it never sacrifices that Far Cry feeling of progression. The longer you play with rocks and fire, the more powerful your Stone Age hunter becomes. Also, just like Guerrilla's Apocalypse, this is a brilliantly colourful world, even if not initially the most welcoming. The problem with even thinking about one of the Lara Croft reboots is that you immediately want to play them all again, so sorry, not sorry. Of the new trilogy, Rise of the Tomb Raider sneaks in as our favourite of the three. There's not the sandbox of Horizon here, but Lara has murderous tools on hand that make you truly feel like you can tackle this world on your own terms. Do you go in all guns or axes blazing, or take your opponents on with distraction techniques and stealthy arrows to the head? Rise of the Tomb Raider now comes with a stack of DLC included, but also delivers actual tombs for Lara to explore. There's a real sense of discovery here and just enough puzzling to keep you on your combat boot toes amidst all the stealthy murder. It's also ideal if you don't want to lose yourself in an enormous open world of collectibles and distractions. And finally, back to open worlds. It wouldn't be a list of alternatives to Horizon without mentioning The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Whether you want to play it for some background research while you watch the series on Netflix, or even just jump back into Geralt's world for some cozy replay times, The Witcher 3 is always the perfect go-to sandbox. Sure, you can't ride dinosaur robots around, but Roach makes an ideal substitute and she doesn't rust after it rains.
Whoa.
And if you're looking for a perfect story to escape into, something that Horizon does so well, there's few RPG narratives as rich and powerful as CD Projekt Red's heartfelt tale. Just say hi to Geralt from us.
Farewell, Witcher. Favourable winds and following seas to you.
To you too. So long.
So those are the best games like Horizon Forbidden West to play on PC. Let us know your favourites in the comments below, drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more features just like this one. If you do already subscribe, thank you. Ring the notification bell to make sure you never miss another video when it lands.